In human nature, there are many vices. These vices are a product of our lower aspects, and its main component is fear. Fear is like atoms in the molecular world, because they can form themselves into a multitude of appearances. The air is made of atoms, but iron is also made of atoms. As different as air and iron are, they are actually made of the same thing on a fundamental level. That is why it is said that nothing that you can see in this physical world is as you can see it. Who would have thought that the air you breathe and the hammer you use to break things come from the same thing? So all things come from one thing, which forms itself into different combinations to produce different elements. This is how fear is in the soul. It can manifest itself into diverse forms that are unbelievable. Would you believe that all the evil things human beings do is as a result of fear? Who would have thought that oppressors and dictators became that way because they have a deep-seated fear in them? In most cases, there are people who were looked down on when they were younger, and so being afraid that people will look down on them again, they overcompensate. There are also people who are always afraid that someone wants to kill them, so they kill proactively in self-defense. You see so much security around them because behind that fierce-looking man is just a scared man. Every bully is the same. They are people who were themselves abused. The same goes for greedy people. They are usually people who came from extreme poverty. So fearing that they will become poor again, they do all kinds of things to make sure that doesn't happen. Had Eve not been afraid of being unwise, she would not have yielded to take what she was not supposed to take. And had Adam not been afraid of being alone again, he might not have joined her to eat it. Show me your vice, and I will show you the fear that led to it. Corruption is always much where you have people coming from poverty. So it is the fear of poverty that drives that action. All liars are afraid of either consequences or their image. But there is a solution to it. The Bible says, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not to your own understanding. Yes, I know it is hard to do, but you need to exercise trust in God, and those fears would not easily get you. Knowing that you have a divine backup gives you confidence and lifts the burden of those fears. I have found that the less fear I have, the less I am driven to misbehave. The less I am afraid, the less I feel a need to take proactive steps against people. And the more I have the consciousness of that divine backup, the less I'm afraid of what man can do to me. And because my eternity is settled, I am not scared of death. Because as someone said, once you are afraid to die, you will also be afraid to live. You will avoid everything because everything will be a risk in your eyes. But God has not given us the spirit of fear, but that of love, that of power, and that of a sound mind. So, fear not.